Hello, my friends. How are we? We all ready for some Atlani work? Getting a little further in the MSQ, getting things done, and then we move forward. Hopefully here soon we will be back. I don't know how long this is gonna take, because I want to get to Endwalker with her. And the idea is to play through all the post patches so that we can get this all said and done. I gotta fix something, one sec. We'll make the game show up, I promise. I should have done that first. Oh, and I'm not up. I'm just gonna be invisible all stream. That's all there is. I'm here, I promise. It's easier when I don't have to do the VTuber, but unfortunately. I'm like more, as far as I've noticed. There I am. There we go. I'm here. Oh, one second. I gotta turn on the light because the model gets janky when I don't. For reasons, it does not like it when there's not enough light in here. It makes sense, but you know. Here we go. Actually, I'll just leave it as is. It's fine. We're fine. Nothing wrong. This one we're doing as the actual in-game music, because in-game music rocks in this case. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Nagi! Okay, am I still able to be heard over the music?
Scurry and scatter.
Yes. We're gonna be dealing with him soon, aren't we? Because we just got done with, Holminster. Nagi! Ah, begging your pardon, miss, but do you perchance intend to head outside? If so, I would strongly advise you not to stray too far from the Castellarium, as it word has it, Yulmore has dispatched its military to Lakeland. Given the timing, one can only assume they do not welcome the return of night. Even now, the Exarch is in the Ocula, deliberating a response. Time to go find out what's going on. Night can be beautiful. Let us see. I'm on your home world again, Nagi. Do you have business with the Exarch? Yes, I do. I'm coming to see what I can do to aid. Yes. We're on SARG.
You have come at a good time. As you may have heard, we have something of a quandary on our hands. Laxon Loft here in Lakeland. Yulmore has sent one of its airships. questions for us concerning the death of the Light Warden. Their emissary makes his way here even as we speak.
I suppose the sky does rather give the game away.
Indeed. 'Twas inevitable they would come knocking. The only question was how soon.
My lords, I am come with the Yule Moran emissary. May I show him in?
A moment, Captain, if you would. Everyone, gather round. I do not wish to show our hand prematurely. Forgive me this liberty. Vanish.
A nifty little trick there, Exarch. A nifty little trick.
Enter. Well, well. The commander of the Yule Moran army himself. To what do I owe the honor, General Ranjit?
The Light Warden is dead, Exarch. Were your people responsible?
You are clearly in some haste, my lord. But before I address your question, you must allow me one of my own. What is Yulmore's interest in this?
His benevolence, Lord Vorthry, is gravely concerned that the actions of an ignorant few may jeopardize relations between man and Sin Eater. Should it transpire that the Crystarium is guilty of abetting the villains responsible for this outrage, my lord has decreed that it suffer the same retribution.
I see. Since you have been so candid, I too shall speak my mind. Regardless of who is responsible, the Crystarium rejoices in the Light Warden's death and welcomes the return of the night sky. If Yulmore considers this tantamount to aiding those you term villains, then by all means, carry out your retribution. Know, however, that even should every innocent soul in the Crystarium perish, nothing can stop that which has been set in motion.
Folly. The death of one or 1,000,000 Sin Eaters changes nothing. The world is dead, and writhe as we might, like maggots in its rotting course, it will not be reborn. Only by my master's grace may we live out our days in peace. But I waste my breath. You have made your stance clear. I shall relay your words to Lord Vorthry. In the meantime, you would do well to counsel any here who have done more than merely rejoice in recent events, to throw themselves upon Yulmore's mercy, promptly. One last matter. We are searching for a young artist and his assistant. Know you of whom I speak?
An artist and his assistant, no. I cannot say I do.
What a pity. Should they reveal themselves to you, I bid you hand them over at once. My master is most eager to see them again.
Of course he is. He wants to kill us.
Am I imagining things, or did he just stare straight at us?
I fear he did. The general is not a man to be trifled with. He is a warrior of fearsome repute who has led Yulmor's army since before Vorthri's time, when the nation still spearheaded the fight against the Sin-Eaters. One does not command the world's mightiest army, and for so long, without possessing exceptional instincts.
If Yulmor chose to send such an individual, we must assume this talk of retribution is more than an idle threat. While we are grateful for your support, my lord, we cannot in good conscience put your people in harm's way.
It is noble of you to say, Master Alphino, but my people have been in harm's way since long before you arrived. Yulmor has ever yearned to rule over what remains of the world. Even should we surrender the Warrior of Darkness to them, they would find some other pretext upon which to invade. The people of the Crystarium know this only too well, which is why, when the time comes, I am certain they will fight to the last man. If truth be told, I would not have been surprised had Ranjit declared war here and now.
He may have reason to delay. According to reports, the Yulmoran forces at Laxan Loft were observed taking a prisoner. A young woman believed to be none other than the Oracle of Light, Minfilia.
No, not
Maybe
Manphilia.
General Ranjit wishes to convey her to Yulmor before commencing hostilities. Having mentored generations of Minfilias, it would not surprise me if he had made her capture his chief concern.
I'm sorry. Generations of Manphilias?
Of course. How remiss of me. I had intended to speak to you of Minfilia. There is, however, much to say, and precious little time in which to say it. I think it best that you seek out Moren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. He will be able to enlighten you. Alphino, Alize, would you care to accompany your friend? You doubtless have insights of your own to offer on the matter.
All right, though I'm still not sure I understand it all myself.
In the meantime, I will set about making provisions for war.
Oh, that feels better. Graha! If Memphilia has indeed been captured, I dare say we will see another familiar face anon. But first things first, pray seek out Moren at the Cabinet of Curiosity. We will continue to watch for you, Moren. Lena! I love the Aether net. Makes it so much simpler to get around instead of running all over town. It seems an age since we bade Minfilia farewell. Whatever you think Moran's going to tell you about Minfilia, it won't be what you're expecting. Just trust me. Yes, if you're after books pertaining to the Warrior of Darkness, I'm afraid most are unknown at present. They're experiencing quite a surge in popularity. No, I'm wanting to learn about Minfilia. Oh, you wish to learn about the Great Oracle of Light? Then it would be my pleasure to assist. After I've finished off some few outstanding tasks, that is, while I attend to them, perhaps you could fetch me a book. The Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light. It's called. Though it's intended for younger readers, it provides an excellent summary of the subject matter. The artwork is quite lovely besides. I would not hesitate to recommend it to anyone with an interest in learning about Minfilia. But you must see for yourself. The book should be located on the level below. Should, I say. For while there is a place for everything here, not everything is always in its place. Despite my best efforts, in short, if the book is not where it should be, it will almost certainly be somewhere it shouldn't. So, good luck. Thanks. Book doesn't appear to be here. Rakesh. Just as your eyes begin to blur, they finally come to rest on a copy of the Illustrated Tale of the Oracle of Light. I was going the shorter way. Careful not to get stuck on the stairs. Oh, that's right, I gotta go up. I find it, and then I have to run back up the stairs. Climb the tower! Have you found the book? Have it here. Yes, this is the one. I hope it wasn't too difficult to track down. Happy to say I finished all my pressing tasks. If you want to call your friends over, we can begin learning at once. Without further ado, began 100 years ago when the flood of light threatened to swallow Novrand. Just as all seemed lost, a savior appeared who halted the all-consuming radiance. A maiden with hair of spun gold and eyes of crystal sapphire. Naught was known about her, save that her name was Minfilia, and for delivering the realm she came to be revered as the Take two on that. And for delivering the realm, she came to be revered as the Oracle of Light. After stopping the flood, the mysterious maiden vanished without a trace. But 15 years later, her name would unexpectedly reappear in the annals of history. When Cinetas laid ruin to the kingdom of Volbrant, a young girl was discovered who was immune to the creature's blighted touch. One with hair of spun gold and eyes of clearest sapphire, she was hailed as the Oracle Reborn and came to likewise be called Minfilia. Enlisting in the Yulmoran army, this Minfilia fought and vanquished countless Sin Eaters. Alas, like so many other soldiers, she eventually met her end in battle. Yet with her dying breath, she whispered unto her grieving comrades, Minfilia will return. And true to her words, some years later, another young girl was discovered who possessed the selfsame eyes, and that selfsame hair, and those selfsame powers. She too took the name Minfilia. She too fought Sin Eaters as a soldier of Yulmore, and she too fell in battle. Many more were to follow in her footsteps, and so the cycle continues to this day. And that concludes the tale. By their valor and sacrifice, these women have saved Norvrant on numerous occasions. And were it not for them, we might never have learned of the Light Wardens and their nature. They sound like formidable warriors. Some, perhaps. The truth is rather less simple. Though the Oracle is reborn with certain common traits, she does not inherit the memories or the knowledge of her previous incarnations. All of the Minfilias thus far were discovered as ordinary girls unversed in the ways of war, and ignorant of the power they harbored. While some embraced their fate and devoted themselves to training, others did not, but all were made to face the Sin Eaters. And all died to keep our hopes alive. What can you tell us of the current Minfilia? She was found by the Yulmoran army some 10 years ago, taken into their care. Or rather, custody. She was a prisoner in all but name. For by the time under Lord Valthyri's rule, Yulmore had already abandoned resistance in favor of decadence. Minfilia was an uncomfortable reminder of the war they no longer wished to fight, a potential threat to the peace, and so they kept her under lock and key. For a long while we heard nothing more of her. We couldn't even be certain she was alive, save that it was in the Yulmoran's best interest for her to remain under their control. But then, 3 years ago, a gallant soul stole into the city and rescued her from their clutches, just like a hero from the tales. Indeed. Well, I believe we now have a good grasp of Minfilia's tale. Thank you for your time, Morin. Might I trouble you for a word, Atlani, outside? Yes, thank you, Morin. Hey, you, Alex! I see you! Sprint. I love how Kryle's just standing down here. As you will have already surmised, the gallant soul who rescued Minfilia was none other than our own dear Thancred. They have since been wandering the lands together, never remaining in one place for long, which is why we have not yet had a chance to meet them. We know that Minfilia journeyed... Nice! We know that... Yes. Always gonna be that. We know that Minfilia journeyed here as Heidelin's emissary to halt the flood of light. It could only be her that the people of the First witnessed 100 years ago, the original Oracle of Light. But while there's plainly some connection between the woman we knew and her namesakes, the fact that these girls do not share her memories must surely mean they are not the same person. Thancred has to understand that. I have no doubt that he understands. The question is how he feels. Regardless, the Thancred we know would not forsake his charge. If she has been captured, we may be certain he will not stand idly by. There you go again, talking in your roundabout way. If you think we should rescue Minfilia, just spit it out. It just so happens I agree with you. It's quite clear that this Minfilia possesses Hydaelyn's blessing. And it wouldn't hurt to have a second such individual on our side, right, Atlani? Quite. I agree. I see you've made up your minds. Exarch, what brings you here? A report and a proposal. First, the report. Our scouts have confirmed that the Umoran forces at Laxenloft do indeed have Minfilia in their custody. For the present, they are holding her there, but we can be certain they will move her to Yulmore alone. Should that happen, we may be forced to give her up as lost. So if we mean to act, we should do so quickly. Which brings me to my proposal. I ask that you entrust this undertaking to us, the people of the Crystarium. What? Wait, you want to do what? Exarch's eager to deliver into the details, or I can't talk. The Exarch is eager to delve into the details of his proposal delivered. Wow. Words are hard, guys. Words are hard. They are so very hard.
You are doubtless eager to attempt Minfilia's rescue, and with your combined strength, you may well succeed. But as I said earlier, I do not wish to show our hand unless absolutely necessary. Twas not merely the night sky that you restored to us, but hope. Hope for the future of Norvrand. Unlike you, we cannot contend with the Light Wardens, but so long as hope burns in our hearts, we will fight on regardless. This I will prove to you. My friends, I thank you for gathering at such short notice. There is something I would ask you all. As many of you are aware, I received an emissary from Yulmore a short while ago in the form of General Ranjit. To my dismay, the General condemned the slaying of the Light Warden, and warned me in no uncertain terms that, should the Crystarium cast its lot with the Warrior of Darkness, there would be war. Let none be mistaken. We would be hard-pressed indeed to resist the might of Yulmore. Some would even call it suicide. And yet my heart cries out to fight. Better that than relinquish the hope that swelled in my breast when I beheld the night sky for the first time in 100 years. Or so says my heart. My mind, meanwhile, reminds me that to follow my heart would be to risk everything we have accomplished thus far. Clearly, this is not a decision to be made lightly, nor less alone. And so I put the question to you all. What should we do?
already know our minds. It brought tears to our eyes to witness the knight's return. The whole of Norvrant deserves the same, and not just because some children's story tells us so.
Yulmor's influence is far-reaching. Should war break out, trade would be subject to restrictions. The flow of goods will dry up, and we will struggle to make do with what little trickles through. But make do, we will.
Aye, we can weather such hardships. Is that not the very thing the Crystarium was built for? We have always taken pride in our ability to sustain ourselves. Not just to endure, but to thrive.
When all falls down around you, rise up. Those were your words. There may come a day when all hope seems lost, but even should the rest of the world give in to despair, we shall not. We shall fight on, that our children and our children's children might know a better tomorrow.
Rousing words apart, I never much cared for those Yulmoran bastards anyway. No better than common swindlers, most of them. Wouldn't know a fair deal if it came up and kissed them on the arse.
Cassard, I love you for that.
Just spoiled the moment.
It appears we have a consensus. Let it be known that the Yulmoran host at Laxon Loft has taken the Oracle of Light captive. They fear the power she holds over the Sin Eaters, and doubtless intend to imprison her once more. So, I move that we rescue the Oracle, grant her a place among us, and let that be our answer to Yulmor's ultimatum.
Hear, hear!
Hear, hear!
In planning a strategy for the rescue, I open the floor to you all.
And there you have it. If Yulmor wishes to denounce us as villains, then we shall embrace our villainy. Will you do so as well?
We will not be outdone. Consider us your partners in crime.
My lord, our proposal is as follows. We begin by deploying Amaro to occupy the skies over Lakeland. They should serve to delay the airship's departure. At the same time, we scatter dream powder from the air. Not all will succumb to its effects, but it should thin the enemy's numbers, affording us an opening to swoop in and liberate the Oracle.
Very good. Siege your preparations.
And what exciting crimes would you have us commit? Speaking for my fellow villains, I'd say we're capable of most things, though we draw the line at indolence.
If excitement is your desire, then I bid you join the guard. Captain Lena will give you your orders.
Yeah, sure, I'd be down for some Pal World later. I don't know if I'd do it on stream, But we'll see. I'm gonna get her as far as I can, though. So you will be joining the guard. But however highly the Exarch thinks of you, you will receive no special treatment from me. Is that clear? Where is your salute, soldier? Better. More spirited than the Exarch's feeble attempts, certainly. Now first things first, you'll need uniforms. Go to the crystalline mean and report to Katniss. She will see you measured and fitted. Actually, it'll be faster to go to the Ethernet. So many times you look at something and you think, oh, it's just right around the corner. Oh, wait, no, it's upstairs. It's raining! Ah, there's the last of them. Your friends are being measured as we speak. Right this way. We'll see to it you look your dashing best for your first outing. That's fine. Done, are you? Let's have a look at those numbers. I see. How goes it? Sorry, Captain. I'm afraid we don't have anything on hand that's already fit. But we do have a few that are fairly close. We should be able to make them work with some minor adjustments. Hey, Raspberry! Uh-oh, here it comes. You're not here? Okay. Well, hello, Ghost of Raspberry. I knew it. I saw it coming. I know you well enough. Alright. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. Very well then. See to it. And have the uniforms delivered directly to the field. I shall take this opportunity to brief you on the mission. As mentioned earlier, we will deploy Amuro to scatter dream powder from the air. Once the powder takes effect, an elite unit will storm the fortress to rescue the Oracle. Her safe liberation is our sole objective. Engagement is to be avoided wherever possible. I assume Mua to be part of said unit. Correct. The unit will be divided into 2 contingents. One deploying from Fort Job, and the other from the Ostal Imperative. You and Alphina will join the former. And Ani, meanwhile, will join the latter with me. Before you proceed to your positions, you are to report to Chesamil at Fadritics. She will issue you with a serum to ward off the effects of dream powder. I can't word for whatever reason. We shall be on our way, then. Take care, my friend, and we will see you in the field. It's quite far to the Imperative, so you may make use of an armor from the rookery. After you have collected the serum, of course. Yawn. Actually, isn't she over here? Oh, that's right, I can't get down that way. Right. Things and stuff. I can over here, though. I think it'll let me jump down. Maybe. Yes, sweetie? Is there something you need? Oh, one of the guard come for your dram, are you? Here you go. A dose of this will keep you firmly in the waking world while your enemies are off in dreamland. Now, if this is your first time, I should warn you, it's bitter as sin. Prince's Kiss, they call it, but if you ask me, it should be called Crone's Kiss. Just aside, the stuff is really foul. Most people gag like there's no tomorrow, but if you don't drain every last drop, you're liable to end up taking a trip to Dreamland yourself. So I must ask you to drink it here and now, while I watch. Come on, give the old Crone a kiss. I find it hilarious that she's the one saying that. Well done, sweetie. I'm proud of you. Why, if I didn't know any better, I'd even say you enjoyed it. Now, you needn't fear falling asleep on the battlefield. Just have a care you don't lose any limbs out there, alright? They don't tend to grow back. Oh, that's right, outside. Other side of the doors. Ooh, congrats on catching that. Little. Yes, what do you require of me? An armor to take you to the Imperative, eh? As much as I would like to oblige, all our mounts are reserved for the coming operation. I fear you will have to go by foot. But wait, there might be another way, assuming you are willing to lend a hand. I was about to deliver an armor to Radiska's round, one of the locations whence the beast will fly from the operation. The tower lies along the route to the Imperative. If near enough is good for you, you may make the delivery in my stead. Very good. I shall ready the armor for your departure at once. But I am part of the operation. Mage! Hey, you! Welcome in! Radiska's round is to the northwest. You can take the road, or you can fly. It's up to you. Upon arriving, make yourself known to the sentry, and she will give you further instructions. It's going good! How are you? If you should become separated from the armorer, worry not. The beasts are trained to return to the rookery. That is all. Go well. I love armorers. They're so cool. Oh, you're delivering that armor to us. I'm afraid there's been a change in plans. We already have all the beasts we require. Instead, this one is to go to the Imperative to the west. Please see to it the handler on duty. See it to the handler on duty. Cecily Ventu. If you encounter trouble along the path, return here and I'll set you right. I'll come get you in a minute. Ah, the last armor, my thanks, friend. You may leave the beast with me. Can we get hugs in chat for Mage? Exclamation mark hugs. And Alex. Say, I don't believe I know you. Did you join the guard recently? You could say that. Ha! So that is the way of it. Well, you managed to arrive. That's all that matters in the end. I bid you welcome to the Hostile Imperative, one of your key strongholds in Lakeland. The first thing you'll want to do is report to the captain. You'll find her at the lookout across the way. So it seems that rather than the Amaro delivering you, you delivered the Amaro. I will not thank you. I expect all my soldiers to make themselves useful. Speaking of which, I have a task for you. Before I get to that, I'm also trying to be on a sane mood. I'm playing 6, not Pixel Master Remaster, so I may be idle at times since I'm trying to get better at my multitasking. That's fair. Jimmy Pizza. Grab all the aetherites that I can. And remember to grab them, period, sometimes is a goal. Teleportation is useful. With the operation fast approaching, the enemy means to put you to work. In readiness for the operation, the Amara will need to be treated with the same serum as us. As you well know, however, it is not pleasant. In order to coax them into taking it, we have sprinkled it on their fodder. All that remains is to feed it to them. A task I'm sure you will enjoy. Fetch the fodder from the Amaro launch and see to 4 of the beasts. Dismissed. Ba na 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 na. As the dream powder will be floating around in the air, it's good that the beasts that are dispersing it don't fall asleep and fall to the ground. Kind of. The Amaral happily devours the fodder. Oh, that's right, it's up above, I think. Ow. Da da da. Da 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 da. Indolent. You drove a line of indolence. Wee. Wee. Amaral absentmindedly munches on the fodder. The Amaro is wary at first, but appetite eventually wins out and accepts the fodder. Equable. The Amaro reels at the smell, but accepts the fodder nonetheless. Ugh. The Amaro are fed. Good. The rest have already been dosed, so we need not fear any of our mounts coming to the dream powder. All units have now entered the final stages of their preparations. The time is nigh. Make ready and await deployment atop the main watchtower. I will send your uniform along as soon as it arrives. That is all. May night smile upon us. I believe it's this one. Up, up, up. The view from up here is so gorgeous. I love it up here. All right, shall we? The operation is about to commence. Stand ready. Some of your gear will be glamored. Your attributes and abilities will be unaffected. Some of your gear, meaning your weapon won't be.
Keep moving. What now?
The Crystarium at a guess. Desperate fools. It'll take more than a handful of overgrown lizards to ground us.
You're gonna be... Sound the alarm!
Yeah. Calls out, then passes out. Sounds about right.
Captain, the powder has taken effect.
It is time. Let us free the Oracle from their clutches.
Amaro! They're so cool! I love them! Time to go save the Oracle of Light. Let's do this thing. The first contingent has already ended. Let us follow.
For the Crystarium!
Wait, where'd it go? Snooze. On guard. Ah, you're gonna cause trouble, huh? Then you get to eat this. You're down, you're down, you're down. I did that wrong.
Give them a show!
Down you go. The healer dies first. Take care of the healer. Healers always go down first. They're the people that'll keep everybody up. Everybody's down. Lonnie, Lena, go on ahead. We'll hold them here. Understood. With me at Lonnie. I got the caster. Or Lena can get the caster, I don't care which. The way is relatively clear. I don't remember if we go up or not. I think yes. Can never remember because it's been so long. They're getting a much needed nap. Hiyo, Jam Jam. How are you? He's a puppy. He's a puppy. Quickly, free her. A slice. Thank you. Are you from the Crystarium? We've come to rescue you. Your weapons, made to the same specifications as Tancred's. Be ready to use them. Understood. Please lead the way. Let's rejoin the others and quit this place. All this trouble because of me? I'm so sorry. Save your apologies until after we've escaped. It's quiet. Too quiet. Is that Ranjit? This will not end well. Oh shit, it's Ranjit! Brazen thieves. You will regret coming here. Ah! Really? I hit the wrong button. Damn it. Come on. Good thing you have a friend that's just as fierce. You be gone. Be careful, Atlani. You're made of sterner stuff than the rest. Hell no! I know you're meant to lose this. I'm well aware. I gotta go until I can't. Hell no. Ow.
Why do you persist in this folly?
Come on. We got this. No, 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 no! Oh! You have nothing on me. Damn. No, you're fully. Why do people keep saying that? You're still taking damage, I don't care. I got you pretty far down there, sir. I know it's a job. You're meant to lose. But still. I almost had him. Even with the mistakes. Holy shit. You will not take her.
You boy, you bear a striking resemblance to the artist my master seeks. By all means, keep your counsel. You will all have ample time to confess your crimes back in Yulnor.
Incoming think grid.
Thancred?
So, you are the wretch who stole her from us.
And what if I am?
What? Pathetic. Vermin such as you are not worthy of the Oracle.
You're not any better, sir.
Break!
Fool! You would see your city razed.
I would sooner see it razed than conquered. Suffice it to say, we are ready to receive you.
What now, Exarch? Will you face me yourself?
I think not, General. I've quite exhausted my tricks. If you mean to give chase, I will not stand in your way. But you would do well to tread warily. For your quarry goes to a place where even Yulmore dare not bear its steel. Ilmeg, the fairy kingdom.
Unless you want all of your people to turn into Leafmen. I mean, you can.
To think that mountain of indolence still had the energy to unleash his hounds. Even the most pointless of conflicts may alter a world's course. And now the plan has gone awry.
Hehe.
But how? How did the so-called Crystal Exarch bring the hero of the Source to the first? As if I didn't have enough on my hands already.
Hello, Emmett, my love. Hades, quit sulking.
Then again, with a soul such as that, mayhap there is another way. One which does not require bloodshed.
Granted, this character does not like Hades, but you know.
Not so long ago, here in the shadow of the northern ranges, lay the great kingdom of Verbert. A nation with a proud history that the Sin Eaters cut short, just like all the rest. Since that time, these lands have become a haven for Fey folk. Dreamers frolicking amidst the ruins of a forgotten realm.
Ilmig!
We should be safe enough here. It's good to see you again, my friends. I don't know about you, but it feels like years since last we met. 5 of them in my case.
Why, it only feels like 1 to me, but long enough to warrant a more convivial reunion either way. What brought you to Laxon Loft?
The girl, Minfilia, she and I were traveling together, hunting Sin Eaters. But as we were nearing Lakeland, she abruptly ran off on her own. I found her too late to stop the Yulmorans from taking her prisoner. And as I was considering rescue options, I observed that the Crystarium was on the move. So I consulted the Exarch, who apprised me of the details of the operation and issued me certain instructions. Should the situation take a turn for the worse, I was to see you all safely to Ilmeg. And here we are.
Orianger has called this place home for a while now. Yet we have never called upon him, I am ashamed to say. 'Twas only at the Crystarium that we met.
Hardly surprising. This is not the sort of place one visits on a whim. Happily, having trespassed on Orianger's hospitality for a spell, Minfilia and I have an idea of how things work around here. Sooner or later, the Yulmorans will come after us. But before they do, the Exarch bids us accomplish 2 things. First, rendezvous with Orianger. And second, eliminate the Light Warden of this land.
So, Minfilia. what made you leave Thancred behind, if you don't mind me asking?
You. The hero from another world. I was asleep when I felt it. A presence. Someone I was meant to meet. They were close and I knew I had to go to them. But with all the commotion in Lakeland, I was afraid that Thancred wouldn't let me.
And would I have been wrong? Had I arrived a moment later, you would be back in your cell in Yulmore. And now we have Ranjit
Slap him!
at our heels.
Slap him! Somebody slap the man!
I'm sorry. Thank you for saving me.
Oh, poor thing being scolded so.
Oh wait, I forgot. They intervene.
Who said that? Show yourselves.
Come now, put away that frown and have some fun with us. Yes, let's have some fun. Lots and lots of fun.
Which way was it to Urianger's?
We've been there so many times, but I can't. Why can't I remember?
Damn it all. We're already caught in their spell.
Ilmig is the fairy kingdom, and as one might expect, it's home to the Fae folk. The more prominent among them are the pixies, who have a penchant for making mischief. They use powerful illusions to play tricks on all who venture into their domain. By way of an example, they can make a familiar path seem wholly unfamiliar, or lead you to believe you're somewhere you're not. And we are now, I am sorry to say, entirely at their mercy. I see a danger noodle. As it stands, we cannot hope to find the way to Urianger. For that, we must convince the fairies to lift the spell. From what I could make of the voices, the creatures want to play with us. If that is the case, they should permit us to find their village, Lida Laron. Come, I have a sneaking suspicion this path will lead us directly into their midst. Oh, and I should mention that Minfilia has been informed of our situation. Of the different worlds, and our mission. You may consider her an ally. God, the brightness of this place. Oh my god, it hurts my eyes. Hello, Valerie. I think there is one solo instance before we go to the dungeon. I don't remember. No, it's a solo instance before we go to the trial, isn't it? I think so. I don't remember. I know there is a solo instance in Ilmig. God, so much bright light. Leafman. Well, here we are. Yet the pixies are nowhere to be seen. Knowing them, their games have already begun. In which case, Atlani, there is a variety of plants native to these parts, with a distinctive furrowed tip. Looking Glass is its name, so called because it can be used to spy pixies, believe it or not. I'll explain how I know all this later, but first I need you to help me find them. Oh, if a voice calls to you under no circumstances should you respond. You will only subject yourself to further mischief. Over here. Oh, a visitor! Where are you from, pray tell? Perhaps this one's hard of hearing. What brings you here? Oh, stone deaf, how boring. Still picking plants at our village is as good as indulging in our hospitality. MGM! Thank you for the stretch and the hydrate. And who are we to turn you away? Stay a while, stay forever. So pretty, even under the bright light. I gotta hydrate this right. I take it you met with some trouble. Apologies for subjecting you to that. It's gonna be over in a second. Sadly, that one cannot be lifted that way. Can I assume from your presence that you managed to find some looking grass? Here you go. Here you go, Thancred. Yes, this is the stuff. Thus armed, we should be able to see through the pixies' veil of invisibility, and seeing them is the first step to dealing with them. Come, let's gather everyone and put Oriange's little trick to good use.
Farasitha, Krakleath.
Recognize their souls. These two have been here before. Look, twins! How adorable! Aww! Lee, with us!
We have neither the time nor inclination to play. We have come to see Urianger.
Oh yes, Urianger, the peculiar one.
The pixies!
For a place in El Meg, he agreed to a riddle contest with us for 7 days and 7 nights without any sleep.
fun! We must do it again!
I'm sure he'd be delighted. Now, if you'd be so kind as to lift your spell.
Shall we? Should we?
Would...
We need a coffee at all.
What now?
I don't know, but this is their home, so we must indulge them.
I have a friend I could call. Come on.
Right, we've made up our minds. We will lift our spell on one condition: that you first lend us a helping hand. Or two. Or three. Once you've helped solve all of our troubles, we'll let you see Urion J. Pixie's honor.
Pixie's honor?
Well, there you have it. Pixie chores. I suggest we split up.
Oh, my loveliest of branches. I need your help. Ooh, look at me, look at me. I have a task for you. Aetheron is our beloved village, and we want it to always look lovely. And it can't look lovely without flowers blooming, and no flowers blooming lovelier than everblooms. So, here are some everbloom seeds. Take them and sow them here and there and everywhere around the village. Simple as a dimple, yes? Okay. Leaf people. Happiness Grove flowers, are you? They'll make this house look so much lovelier. There used to be a city of mortals here. A great big bustling place called Volbert. Or Volvert. Or some such. But the Sin Eaters came and everyone disappeared. Since then, we pixies have been living here, and we've given the old houses our touch. Lovely, don't you think? Maybe. I'm gonna do this one and then I'll go. Oh, wait. That one's out there a ways, isn't it? Not terribly far. Over there. Why must we always be doing chores for people? We do chores for Moogles, we do chores for pixies. Oh, I can't wait for the flowers to bloom. Perhaps I'll make pretty curtains out of them. Mortal, mortal, hear my plea. Our precious children are thirsty. I need you to bring them water. Who are our children, you ask? Why, they're the leafmen you see standing about our village. Adorable, aren't they? Now you'll need to go to Longmire Lake and draw the water. Once you have it, see that our children have a good drinking. Oh, but be warned, the froth make their home in the lake. They tend to play rough, so have a care. What are the froth? God, it is so bright. Longmire. Okay. Oh, I got water. Okay, I thought I had it. I did that the first time too. I went to go. I thought that was water. I thought I had to do more with the lake, and then I remembered it got me what it gave me the water that I needed. Or Minfilia. You've given water to our children? Thank you so very much. They're all ever dear to us. They wandered into Ilmeg as stray mortals, but we grew attached to them and decided to take them in. You and yours would have been our children too, but the enchantment didn't catch as well as we'd hoped. It's never too late, of course. I don't wish to be a leaf man. You're done sowing the seeds? Thank you. This shall help Lidalaron live up to its name, which means flower house, in case you weren't aware. We weren't always here, you know. We used to live deep in a lush forest. It was beautiful beyond compare, but almost all of it was swallowed up by the light. For a while we roamed, but eventually we found a place that man had abandoned. Together with our fellow Faefolk, we decided to take our new home. The land of everlasting spring. This is our home. It It should be yours too, forever and ever and ever. I don't wish to stay here forever. I have things that must be done. Islala. Ugh, I'm so hungry I may faint. Fruit. A little fruit will set me right. Will you go fetch some for me? Just outside the village, you'll find a hillock. 2 great bell trees grow there. If you give them a shake, they should render up their sweet, succulent burden. Pixie chores. That's what I thought. I was heading the right way the first time, but it didn't look like it. Where to, where to? It was... I wish I had flight right now. Then again, I also wish it was so damn bright. I always forget how bright it is here. Uh-oh, this poor leaf man fell over. Oh wait, no, it's designed that way. Ugh, so hungry. Did you get the fruit? I have your fruit. Oh, thank you. Thank you ever so much. You've saved me. Yes, saved me from my boredom. You should have seen the look on your face when the bugs came down. Ah, you've done me a great service, mortal. If there's the one thing we pixies are serious about, it's having fun. Dull and painful things, hate them! Sin eaters are dull and painful both, so we hate them especially. You mortals try to fight those monstrosities, but there's no fun in that. Best to avoid them altogether. Except for you can't always avoid them. And that's the problem. Think it just looks just like you feel. Like we're being taken for a ride. How goes it, Lonnie? I got taken for a mix of menial tasks and pranks. Yes, that pretty much sums up my own experience. They have no troubles worthy of the name. How long are we supposed to keep at this? They're clearly playing with us. Indeed, whenever I inquire how much more there is to be done, the answer is ever the same: a little. I doubt they have any intention of releasing us in the near future. Oriange once told me a story about the pixies. They're born from the souls of those who died as children, or so it's believed. Though they don't have memories of their previous lives, the desire to have fun remains imprinted on their souls. And so they live only to play, keeping hapless mortals for their pleasure for years on end, sometimes even until death. In the past, when I sought to identify the nature of ghosts, I came upon literature examining a similar subject. The soul was likened to a core that resides in the ether, and its presence is what differentiates us from such beings as sprites and arcane entities. Upon death, said core ordinarily dissipates alongside the ether that composed the flesh. However, it may be held together and bound to the corporeal realm, either by will of its owner or by means of a certain acts. In time, the soul may regather ether unto itself to assume another form, or find newly emerged life in which to abide. The pixies may be one such instance of this. If ghosts are merely souls without bodies, what does that make us? I think you've become that which you most fear, brother dearest. However, the pixies may have come into being. If we leave them to judge when they are satisfied, they will never be satisfied. Nay, we must negotiate new terms with the creatures. But where to begin? It seems to me we would need at least one among them to sympathize with us. About that! In the course of your tours, did any of you encounter pixies who seemed even faintly amenable to reason? Fea'ul? What? You knew a pixie from before? The Kristagsak brought her to me. Not only are you unacquainted, but you've entered into a pact. You might have mentioned this sooner. At any rate, I dare hope this will offer us a way out. Without further delay, then summon this Fea'ul, if you please. A voice rings out in your mind. So my sapling has finally remembered about her lovely branch. But with such a half-hearted call, she may as well lop me off and cast me aside. I have no sapling. That won't work, I wish. Humph, is that your idea of a fervent call? A sodden lord could do it with more fire. I love Fayeable so much. If you'd start with that, they might actually come. Type it correctly. Oh, loveliest of branches, please grant me your succor.
You're late! I've been waiting for you to summon me ever since you came here. Waiting.
We love you, Whale.
But my sapling didn't so much as utter my name. Such a heartless thing she is. Cold and cruel and heartless!
I'm sorry!
Another self-important little brat. Just what we need.
Reminds me of my childhood.
All right, I'm sorry. Honestly, just a joke.
I love those two.
But just now you called for me so earnestly, so fervently. I couldn't possibly stay angry at you. Very well. As your lovely branch, I will lend you my strength.
Well. If it isn't Theo Ool, the mold feel. It's been too long.
Not long enough for you to think of any new games, though, apparently. If I were you, I'd be bored of myself. Now let me make something clear. That mortal is mine. No matter what you do, she will never be yours. Never, ever!
Oh, not even a bit. But what about the others? Surely we can keep them.
No, you can't keep them either. They're for my amusement and mine alone. And if you lay so much as a finger on my sapling, I'll scatter the contents of her bag all over your precious village. There'll be cold, hard metal, furry, festering food, stinky, sweaty small clothes, and all manner of other terrible, unmentionable things. How would you like that,
Soda Jackson.
All right. But will you not at least let us play with the twins? Just while the others go and see Urianger?
Aye, that's all we ask. And we promise we'll play nicely.
It seems we won't be joining you.
Aye! We'll reveal the hidden Vernick to you at once.
So this is the true Ilmeg.
How are you feeling?
Better. I think I remember the way now.
Apologies for the delay. Shall we go and see Urianger?
Thank you, Fail.
Your lovely branch is useful, yes? So whenever you're in trouble, you must remember to make use of me!
Hugs, Phil. Thank you. I love Ilmig, even with the bright light of the sky. It's so gorgeous. If it weren't for the fact they'd probably kill me, I'd love to stay there. For Alphino and others' sake, let's be quick. It would be a shame to return only to find they had been made to play one game too many. Now the place we seek is the abandoned manor of a noble and scholar, the Booksman's Shelves. It's called after the fellow's vast collection of tomes. An agreeable habitat for our friend. I'm sure you'll agree. If we follow the path north, we should soon find the place. Come along. Huzzah! I so love this place. Even with all the pink. Morphos! And here we are. Long last, I give you Urianger's humble abode. Come, let's see if he's home.
Urianger, are you in?
Unto a world weary of heroes, a hero wends her way. The Exarch did send word that thou wouldst seek me out, but ne'er did I imagine thou wouldst arrive so soon. Full glad am I to see thee once more, my friend, and none the worse for thy travails.
Run along, Minfilia. We will meet you outside.
But...
Another one for you to imbue, if you'd be so kind.
Kick him.
I
I take it thou hast met with our other comrades already?
Minus die Shola.
That Master Alphino and Mistress Alize now travel in thy company is of great comfort to me. As for the rest, it beginneth in earnest. The hunting of the Light Wardens, and perforce the war with Yulmore. Hark thee then to my words, and through them behold the vision that I did glimpse, that of the 8th Umbral Calamity. As I drifted hither to the first, traversing the boundary twixt reality and potentiality, I did bear witness to events yet to come. There I saw the combined forces of Eorzea and the Far East offering fierce resistance to the legions of Garlemald. So fierce, in fact, that they did begin to push the enemy back. Ilm by painful Ilm at first, then Yalm by Yalm, and Malm by Malm in time. Yet the joy they felt was short-lived, for in so doing they did force the Empire's hand. Faced with defeat, the Garleans turned to a weapon most vile: Black Rose. Its potency defied all reckoning. Once released, the gas took on a life of its own, wreaking untold carnage not only in Eorzea, but in the provinces of the Empire besides. From fighters upon the front lines to babes in their beds, none were spared. And as the casualties became too numerous to count, so did the fabric of civilization begin to unravel. Nor did the land itself escape unscathed, for spreading from the site of its release, Black Rose brought death to the very soil. To survive amidst the chaos and upheaval, men came to live by the sword, the rule of law giving way, inevitably, to the rule of might. Thus was the spark struck and the fire kindled, and swiftly did it spread as a blaze in a field of straw to engulf every corner of the world. Nations worthy of the name did then cease to exist. And those souls brave and true who might have risen to restore order
Cryo, no! Bankrit, Ishtola! Tataru! No! No! The twins, no!
were no more. For the weapon spared not one, not even thee. An endless age of war, begotten by the blight of Black Rose. Such is the legacy of the 8th Umbral Calamity which I did behold. No matter the cost, we must forestall this tragedy. To that end, I have labored during my sojourn in this world, discovering in so doing the answer to a pressing mystery. That of Black Rose's inexplicable potency. Come. Dost thou recognize yonder chart?
Yes, we've seen it before. Chart of the elements.
Indeed. 'Tis a rendering of the elemental wheel, such as one might find in classrooms across the source. As the chart maketh plain, our world is composed of 6 elements, in addition to which there exist 2 poles in fundamental opposition. Astral, the active; umbral, the passive. As a reflection of the source, the first naturally compriseth the selfsame forces. Yet, curiously, there is a notable divergence in their nomenclature. To be specific, the denizens of this world employ not the terms astral and umbral. Thus was I moved to inquire what names said forces had been assigned. A simple question which yielded a most unexpected answer. Upon demanding the name of the pole aligned with activity and growth, I was told that as life's myriad colors combine to produce black, the people of the first had called it darkness. At this, did my mind begin to race. Yet 'twas only when I asked what name had been given to the pole aligned with passivity that mine eyes were opened to the truth. Peace and tranquility being as purest white, unmarred by color, I was told it had been given the name of light.
That's umbral light and astral darkness, yes? I'm no etherologist, but it strikes me that the nomenclature of the first is rooted in the generation of the 2 forces, while our own appears to focus on their effects. Which makes one wonder, have we had it backwards all this time?
"'Tis indeed a compelling question, and one which beareth closer examination. Yet what knowledge we already possess sufficeth to explain the chain of events. The phenomenon of etheric thinning observed in the source is the consequence of light, the power of stasis, flowing in from the first to stifle the movement of ether within the land. And according to Master Alphino, Black Rose slayeth by halting the circulation of ether within living beings. Should such a weapon be unleashed even as the first were rejoined, replete as it is with light,
we would have a disaster of untold proportions on our hands. A calamity. Well, at least we have a better grasp of what we're facing. Our objective, however, remains unchanged. We are to eliminate the Light Warden of Ilmeg. Speaking of which, were you able to ascertain its whereabouts?
Aye. 'Tis all but certainly ensconced within Leargear, the castle which standeth in the midst of the lake. To enter said stronghold, we must needs turn to the pixies for aid. Fortunately, I have become quite adept at courting their cooperation. Henceforth shall I accompany you, and do all in my power to ensure that my vision doth not come to pass.
We'll be glad to have you, Ariange. Yay! The great soothsayer comes with us. I always like letting cutscenes unfold and when they're voiced, just let them talk. My friend, ere I speak of the task at hand, there is a question I would pose to thee. What thinkest thou of mine appearance? Did you lose weight? I didn't recognize you at first. Did you take up astrology? Indeed, though the night be lost behind the shroud of blinding light, doubt not that the stars shine still. I have chosen to avail myself of their guidance, that I might navigate the sea of uncertainty that stretcheth before us. For a blessing, my prior studies of astrology did provide me with adequate grounding in the art. But enough of myself, let us now speak of our task. As I did mention, if we are to enter the Aegea, we must needs gain the Pixies' cooperation. This is a simple matter of presenting unto them a suitable gift. I shall procure a selection of viands that shall please their palates. Tancred, pray assist me in this endeavour. Meanwhile, Atlani, I bid thee obtain that which will please their eyes. In these parts there abideth a vile kin known as the beauteous, for its beauteous wings, the hawker. I shall lend thee a receptacle within which thou mayest capture a weakened specimen. There's a killer bee. Let's get this hawker. Timing is everything. Exuberant pixie. Thou art returned. Wert thou able to capture a hawker? Yes, here it is. A truly magnificent set of wings. I shall treat them at once to make fast their vibrant colors. Tancred too should return anon, upon which I shall ready all the items for presentation. Pray take thine ease meanwhile.
"'Tis done. The Pixies shall be well pleased with these gifts. Ah, lest I forget. White auracite, newly forged for thy use. Our mission being to thwart a rejoining, we will most assuredly cross paths with those who crave the contrary, our eternal enemies. Thus did I choose to abide in this ether-rich land, the better to fashion a trap for the Ascian's essence.
May I come in now?
You may indeed, assuming you've finished.
I did as you asked.
That's my girl, thank you. I should probably explain. Though my body remained behind in the source, its limitations saw fit to accompany me, which is to say, I cannot manipulate ether. I took up the gunblade for its defensive advantages, but on account of my little impairment, I cannot imbue the ammunition myself. Luckily for me, Minfilia has quite a talent for it.
Minfilia, once we set forth, we are not like to return for some while. If thou wouldst choose tomes to take with thee, let it be now.
Really? May I?
Of course, my dear. Yet have care thou dost not add overmuch to thy burden, lest I incur Thancred's ire. Hast thou spoken to her of thine encounter with the Minfilia of Eld?
Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any. As you know, I freed young Minfilia from captivity in Yulmore some 3 years past. Not long after, the two of us journeyed to the south of Armareng, to the edge of the Empty, where the flood was halted. 'Twas there that she awakened. The Minfilia of old. My Minfilia.
I so want to punch Sacred throughout this whole thing. His treatment of her.
Tell me, what must I do to bring you back?
My dearest Thancred, as I am now, I am no different from an Ascian. This child is but a vessel. One of many I have used that I might spread word of her enduring blessing and preserve the flame of hope. In my name, each has died, never having lived her own life. I have taken enough from these children. I will take no more.
But what of your suffering? Your sacrifice? This isn't fair! I will not stand for it. I cannot! There must be something we can do. Tell me!
Should the day come when this child grows weary of fighting and wishes to cast it all aside, then shall I take up her burden. But should she wish instead to become the master of her own destiny, then shall I bequeath to her my all. Imbued with the strength that I reserve for rebirth, she may come to wield my powers as her own.
And what of my wishes? What of Flamine's? What of all the people who love and care for you and want nothing more than to see you again?
It is not their decision to make. It is hers. This child's. This Minfilia's. You have ever watched over me, Thancred. Now I ask that you do the same for her. Protect her. Teach her. Stand by her as you stood by me. There is much and more she does not know. She needs a guide to show her the ways of the world, or she will never find her own path. When the time comes, you will find me here. Until that day.
Minfilia, wait!
What happened?
Thancred, you're such an ass. Somebody's making a lot of noise, huh, puppy?
And then she was gone. Minfilia, the girl, claims to have no recollection of any of it. I have told her many things. Where we came from, what we fight for. But of that day, I have not spoken.
Cannot say anything. Nothing to say.
With the coming of another possessed of the blessing of light, the first hath begun to rise up in defiance of its fate. The question remaineth, however, who shall take up the flame of hope which Minfilia hath borne for so long? Whether we will it or no, the choice must soon be made.
I'm sorry I took so long. It was so hard to choose. In the end, I settled on just the one.
We love you for it, Minfilia.
That is well. Now, if all is in order, let us set forth for Lida Loran.
One cannot speak to something they do not know how to deal with. Time gears. Lida Loran. Excuse me. Thancred, stop treating her terribly. Minfilia, your Minfilia would not like that. We weren't expecting you all back so soon. We had scarcely begun to play with the twins. That said, your gifts are truly wonderful, let me tell you. The milk and the honey and biscuits won't last a day. The wings are the loveliest we've ever seen. You've done us a great kindness, and it's Fae custom to return the gesture. If you desire anything of us, you need but name it. I get food. I get food. Ooh, we're going into the dungeon first. Both a lovely and terrible dungeon. So what is it that you desire? Rusty old coins like you mortals are wont to collect? Perhaps. We are resolved to vanquish the late warden of this land. To that end, we desire entry into Liagia. What a strange thing for you to wish for. You might as well ask for your death. But if that is what you want, who are we to argue? Very well, I shall speak with the others. You've clearly been busy, Oriange. Would you be so kind as to tell us what we've missed? So that was the purpose of the gifts. Is there anything you can tell us about this Light Warden? Aye, my lady. By circumstances most tragic, the Light Warden of this land is our king and ruler, Titania. It was not always so, of course. Our king fought the first Light Warden that threatened our home, you see. Fought it and won. But all the horrible light that came out went and corrupted them, turning them into a new Light Warden. Now they're king only in name, not remains of the wise and just ruler that used to be. We had no choice but to seal them in the castle. The magic for breaking the seal, we divided into 4 and wove each into a different relic to be kept apart until the time was right. And this dress is one of them. It's been in our safekeeping for years and years, but we've decided to entrust it to you. Are you sure? Of course, custom demands it. Though you're most certainly going to your death, we thought we should at least let you try. That way, we get to watch what happens. Of course, you can't break the seal unless you have the other relics too. The shell crown is with the Fluff, the stone scepter is with the Numo, and the crystal shoes are with the Omero. Good luck finding them all. The fact thus disclosed confirm mine own understanding. Our quest lieth now before us. First let us hie to the lake, there to claim the shell crown from the Fluff. If we call to them before the untouchable gate, they will answer. They'll answer, but they'll trick you. Never make a deal with the Fluff. We all know this. Are you ready, Atlani? Or are you ready, Val? To go deal with the Fluff? Wait, why haven't I found the first freaking... I know it's around here. There is a ether current around here? I know there is. I've seen it every time I've come here looking for one. Where, oh where? I must be misremembering. I'll find it later. Time to go to the untouchable gate. Kitty Garland. I love it. Long-mirrored lake. Long-mirror lake. Oh, that's an interesting bun boy. Hearken to me, O spirits of the water. We are come with an entreaty. Not in a talkative mood, apparently. I'm not exactly sure how the gate works. But if the fourth are water spirits, perhaps we should take our search into the lake? Oh, I suppose a brief dip wouldn't hurt. We all know Thancred swims like an eel, but what about you, Minfilia? I can swim well enough. Thancred taught me. Excellent. What about you, Ariane? I'm not sure I ever asked. He doesn't swim either. Rather than swim, mayhap it would be more expeditious to walk upon the surface by means of magic. You too, Ariane? That you should be a kindred spirit. Worry not, my friend. I know some helpful tricks, and I should be more than happy to share them with you. Together we shall conquer the waves. Well, aren't we a little lively lot? And you have an entreaty for us, you say? An entreaty from mortals. What a treat. Aye. My comrades and I are on a quest to vanquish the Light Warden. To that end, we would humbly beg the loan of the Shell Crown, which we are given to understand is in the safekeeping of your people. Oh, is that all? Of course, you may have it. You shall have it. Just like that? What do you want from us? Oh, no need to be suspicious. The crown simply does not mean much to us at all, is all. As a matter of fact, nothing means much to us, for we fought it's over before it's begun, and we couldn't care less what becomes of the Fairy King, nor the world for that matter. Having said that, we do so seldom have mortal visitors, it would seem a shame not to make the most of you. Touch the untouchable gate and come hither to our domain, Don Meg. In your tongue it means forbidden realm. Sounds forbidding, yes? And so it should, For we are one with the water, our home wrought of ripples and waves and currents. Find your way through, give us thrilling sport, and we will give you the crown. Dawn Meg, now accessible. Okay. Before we get too far ahead, I'm gonna do a quick bio, and then we are good to go for Dawn Meg. If anybody wants to come and join, you can meet me over here by the gate to Dawn Meg. And we shall get going. I will be right back. Okay, folks, I'm gonna do a quick. I'm gonna stop